Today, we're not just doing chili, we're doing Cincinnati Chili.
Oh, this chili is steeped in tradition and loaded with flavor.
You can have it 2 ways, 3 ways, 4 ways, or even 5 ways.
Any way you have it, this Cincinnati classic is something else.
Man, you ain't kidding. It really
Something
is.
else.
It is something else. It's unique. Okay,
Very unique.
We're going to get going and we're going to talk about it here in just a minute. But I've got a nice sized pot over medium heat. I've got a tablespoon of lard that
Pork
I happen to have
lard.
on hand. You can, you don't have to use lard. You could use shortening. You could use olive oil. And then I've got a cup of diced onion that we're going to saute in here.
Look at all this stuff that goes in that chili.
So let me just preface this by saying we're not from Cincinnati. We've never been to any
We've
of the.
got Cincinnati friends.
We've got lots of Cincinnati friends,
Ohioans.
Ohio friends that love to eat Cincinnati chili, but we've never been to the popular Skyline Chili Parlor, the Camp Washington,
or the Gold
Star. All
yes.
of those are like world famous, and well, they're massively famous
in Ohio,
in Cincinnati and Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So, but as always, when we want to tackle something, we do lots and lots of research. We talk to lots of friends.
Research.
There's so much history on this. That's one of my favorite things about food and regional food is that there's always a story.
So much, the history and the story.
So what we've learned is that this chili started, and it's so unique. It's not like Texas chili that we know a lot about.
Not at all. Except for chili powder.
But yeah, that's have chili powder, but and beef.
Yeah.
But anyway, the story goes, and correct us if we're wrong, and we know you will. It goes all the way back into the 20s.
1922, I think.
A couple of brothers that were from Macedonia had a lot of Greek influences, and they opened a restaurant called the Empress. And business wasn't so great, so they had.
It was German, mostly German in that area.
Lamb stew, and then they decided to kind of jazz things up, and they changed it to beef and made all of the Greek.
Kept some of the Greek
kept
flavors.
some of the Greek seasonings, Greek flavorings, and called it chili, and he served it over pasta and over hot dogs. Amazing. And so then.
And then one of their employees, like in 1945. Started the Skyline Diner. Isn't that crazy?
Started Skyline. And Skyline is like the most massively popular one, right? And
they've got like 100 locations.
Yeah, they're hugely popular.
Well, actually, in Cincinnati alone, there is like over 200, they call them chili parlors, which I love. I want to go to the chili parlor.
I just added 2 teaspoons of diced or minced garlic to this.
The chili
building
parlor.
the flavors. Okay, now we've killed enough time by telling you our history that we've learned. So now we're going to talk about those spices that make the Cincinnati chili unique. We're going to start off with a basic chili powder. One thing, Cincinnati chili is not known for being spicy, kind of like Texas chili is a lot of times. So if you're going to go with a chili powder, don't go with like an ancho chili powder. Go with one that's fairly mild. Okay, now these are still fairly common seasonings for chili. That was 2 tablespoons of chili powder. I've got a tablespoon of paprika. I usually love smoked paprika, but I wanted to go with sweet paprika on this one, which is Hungarian. But regular paprika is great too. This is a teaspoon of cumin and a teaspoon of oregano.
Yeah, those are typical chili.
Chili and Greek as well. And now we're getting really the Greek flavorings. Don't overdo it with these because these flavors go quite a ways. We've got a half a teaspoon of allspice, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a half a teaspoon of ground cloves. There's going to be that unique flavor. That is, and there's that smell.
So good. Now, our chili, the Cincinnati chili, does not have any chocolate in it.
Yeah.
And we've got a story behind that.
We have a story.
It's not a story, but it's, so this.
Well, there's a reason.
Yeah, the Cincinnati historic food journalist, or what is he like?
He's a Cincinnati-based culinary historian.
Thank
is
you.
what you're trying to say. Dan Wohler.
He visited so many chili parlors and asked for their recipes. And just to make sure that there's no chili, and none of them, or no chocolate.
Chocolate.
And none of
chocolate
them
is what we're talking about here, in case that didn't get mentioned.
And none of them said there's chocolate in their recipe. He said that somebody in 1981 published a copycat version of the Skyline.
In the Inquirer. I'm going to add 15 ounces of tomato sauce. You just keep telling your story.
The Cincinnati Inquirer, and they added an ounce of chocolate.
in their recipe.
In the recipe. So every home chef
That's a tablespoon of red wine vinegar.
has been adding chocolate to their Cincinnati chili.
This is a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce.
But we're keeping it pure, no chocolate.
So the thing about that is that you.
I'm sure we'll have some people think, what? Are you kidding? You guys are so wrong.
The thing is
Do your
that
research.
that the secret. I mean, the recipe has really been kept a secret, and especially with the original Empress, and then the Skyline, they keep it a family secret. It's literally, I think, hidden in like a vault somewhere. So this everyone's trying.
What
to
was that you just put in?
I know. I feel like I'm doing. That was a tablespoon of just yellow mustard.
And then you put in the tomato sauce.
Yes, I put in the tomato sauce. I put in. I think I said everything. Worcestershire, red wine vinegar. I was riveted by your story.
I'll have the words there for everybody
Okay,
to see.
so yeah, now that was 2 cups of water. So this is a lot of times in chili. Yeah, we'll add
You were
that.
riveted by my story.
A lot of times in chili, when we make Texas chili, we brown our hamburger first and then, add it to the mix later. It simmers, the beef simmers in the liquid, and it gives it this just kind of like a velvety texture that's really, really wonderful. So I've got 2 pounds of good quality. This is 85% lean. You don't want to go with like really fatty beef, like you could even do 90% because it's going to cook in this liquid and the grease is going to stay in there. And so the leaner is a little better, but
the texture of the chili itself is it's not like a normal chili texture.
No, it's not.
The beef is more. I'm guessing
it's velvety.
Yeah.
As it cooks, it just becomes. I don't know. It all becomes very much melds with the liquid and it cooks down. This chili is also a little thinner, I guess you could say, in texture than Texas chili, which it's almost like a sauce, and you serve it over hot dogs. The chili,
yes,
the Cincinnati chili cheese dogs.
We'll be making Cincinnati chili dogs here, or Cincinnati dogs here shortly.
We sure will. Okay, so we have really talked your ears off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then I'm going to lower the heat. I'm going to cover it and let it simmer for about 40 minutes.
What about these?
Oh, and I'm going to put in 2 bay leaves. Okay. Oh, the smell. It's
amazing.
So like we said, we brought it to a boil, and then I covered it, and I lowered the temperature, and it's just been simmering in here.
Wow.
That look amazing. Oh, wow. That smell is just incredible. Okay, so now
you can get the hint of cinnamon.
The
cloves. Oh,
now I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Now we're going to let it. It's going to stay pretty liquidy, while it was covered. Now we're going to let that. It's going to thicken a little bit. I think it's going to be sort of like almost to the consistency of a gravy, a thick gravy. And we're going to let this go for about another 30 minutes until it gets that right consistency. I'm going to go ahead and add my salt. Now, this can handle a decent amount of salt, so we usually
sure
do
can.
2 teaspoons. But maybe if you don't like it, we don't like it overly salty. But if you want to do like a teaspoon and a half and then taste it later, do a taste test and add more if you want. That was a teaspoon of freshly ground pepper. Now I'm going to turn this back up a little bit.
Wow, y'all!
I know.
So
and then
good.
we're gonna then it's going to be ready to serve it, and we're going to do it 5 ways.
Exactly, 5 ways.
So we'll show you what that means in just a moment. Look at that.
Wow.
So this has been, I just let this go about 20 minutes. You see it just reaches this consistency. You want it to where it just kind of holds together, but it's not too thick. Now we're just going to remove these bay leaves.
Yes. Nobody wants a bay leaf.
Nah, it kind of ruins the overall effect. Anyway,
There's the other ones in there somewhere.
We'll find it. We'll find it eventually. Okay, so now we're doing this. We're starting off where you can do it multiple ways. 2 ways is if you always start with spaghetti.
I know. Pasta, yep. The spaghetti, yep.
You may think that is so weird, and it is a little weird, but it is. It's the way you do it in Cincinnati.
It is great.
It is really, really good.
Come on, pile it on,
Okay,
man.
so I'm gonna
give me a little more. Come on.
Give you a little more. Yeah.
Yes.
These are, and the legend or story is that
legend has it
that the Cincinnatians like to eat them on oval plates, so then you can just
start from one end and
work their way across. These are enormous plates that we're working with, so we're fortunately usually very hungry, and so all right.
Yes, those are giant plates.
I know.
I love it,
These
Chris.
are big plates. This would probably would serve 2 people, or Chris and Wesley.
Exactly.
Or Chris,
All right.
or Wesley. Okay, so now that's 2 ways. So now 3 ways is if you're going to want it with cheese.
Let's do some cheese.
But you normally don't do the cheese.
Right. We're going to do it 5 ways,
So
right?
if you were just going to do it 3 ways, then we would add the cheese
Just
now.
be
But we're going to
cheese,
do
yes.
it, if you wanted it 4 ways, then you could do it with pasta, chili, and then the cheese that we're going to hold, and either beans or onion.
Yeah, so you do yours, I'll do mine.
And then if you want it 5 ways, that means you get all of that with onions and beans. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? What are you telling me to do?
I'm building mine, you're building yours.
Oh, okay. Well, why, you're just moving me around. Okay, so we're going to add the beans here. Just kind of sprinkle them around like that.
Wonderful.
Okay, and we've got clean hands, I promise. We're doing
plus
this.
I'm just eating this myself, so.
You sure are. So now we've got some onions. We're doing this 5 ways. Okay.
All right, so we got onions.
Okay. And then so am I doing my?
You're gonna do the cheese.
I'm going to give you the honors. And then the term that I've heard most commonly used in both the chili and the coney dogs, Cincinnati coney dogs, is an ungodly amount of finely shredded cheddar cheese. So in my estimation, that's an ungodly amount.
Wow. I don't know.
And that, well,
I can do some more.
You want a little more?
A little more.
All right.
There we go.
So, and it really does, it melts into the meat. You don't want it to get too melty. You don't put this under the broiler. And then
Oh, come on. Put some more cheese on there.
Okay.
That is not a Cincinnati chili.
I know, I know, it's sacrilege.
All right.
Then it's always served with, it's all about the accoutrements. Oyster crackers on the side and hot sauce. And we've even got some Skyline hot sauce. I've got a link to where you can order that. It's tangy. It's got a little kick to it. It's delicious. Okay. So I love the combination of everything. So I'm gonna put some oysters on here, and I love the hot sauce.
This crazy.
It's like the most craziest thing, and it somehow or another all works together.
I'm gonna start over here. I'm gonna start on one side and cut into it, and then I'm gonna twist
and then
it,
just kinda,
and I'm gonna put a little hot sauce right where I'm gonna bite.
Yeah.
Because I love this hot sauce is super good too.
It is.
Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna put some of these oyster crackers right where I'm gonna bite. Right where I'm gonna bite. And hold on, Chris, I gotta get all this good stuff in here.
Okay, well, that's gonna take some time.
I know.
Okay, here we go. I tell you, you Ohioans,
Wow.
it's so good. It's so unique.
It is so unique.
And a lot of times that means they don't like it.
Oh, no.
It's
this
just
is
like
good.
nothing I've never had before. And it is kind of funny to call it chili because it's more like a kind of Mediterranean spaghetti. But it is Cincinnati.
You've got that hint of cinnamon. You have that hint of clove. Oh.
But you know what I mean?
But then you got the ground beef.
Everything works together. The beans, the onion, the oyster crackers give it a little bit of texture. The hot sauce gives it a little punch.
This is good. I love this. I do love my Texas chili.
I know, I do too.
This is 500,000% ludicrous.
Wow, that's good.
I know.
That is good.
I love it.
You guys, we love taking you on journeys and places that maybe you've never tried before. Try Cincinnati Chili. We're going to Cincinnati. Let's meet up at Skyline Chili Parlor and let's have some.
Let's
All right, you guys, we love you.
Make some Cincinnati chili.
Cincinnati.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Bye, everybody.